Hello, everyone, and welcome to Casual Tech Review. I've been using the same old computer desk for about the last 20 years. It's time to update this thing with something more modern and functional. So let's do that in this video. Let's give my computer setup a much needed upgrade. I got this old desk when I was in college to use for my computer, and I've used it ever since. It's traveled with me from house to house, and while it's a good desk and it's still in very good condition, I figured it was time for something a little more usable, and it was time to upgrade my setup with a new desk and some new accessories to make everything just a little bit easier and smoother and nicer looking here with my personal computer setup. You can see from my setup, I've got the King 95 case looking awesome on that old beat up wooden cabinet. I've got two monitors with huge stands that don't fit very well on the desk. I've got my old gaming chair. I think I got this thing for like $50 off Facebook Marketplace. Still works well. And a 49-inch LG TV hanging up on the wall. There's plywood in the background. It's just this whole setup desperately needs an overhaul and an upgrade. So let's take a look at what I've got in store. Before selecting a desk, I took quite a bit of time of taking measurements and really thinking about exactly what I wanted this desk to do. Ultimately selected this one here from Amazon. You'll see on the size wise, it fits absolutely perfectly in between my PC workbench and the other wall, and looks really good. I also got Vivo dual monitor arms so I can clean up those big monitor stands, as well as a nice new mouse pad. So let's check out how the build goes. I'm going to time myself and see how fast I can get this desk together. That wasn't too bad. It took me a little over an hour, and there was a couple times, even though other people warned in the reviews on Amazon, you have to watch exactly how you set up the little poles. I had to switch a couple of them a couple of times. I did get it all done in a little over an hour, which is pretty good. The desk, the quality's about what you would expect it to be. It's made in China, so I'm not going to say it's a very high quality desk, but it does get the job done, and overall, I really, really like it. It's got LED light strip you can kind of put wherever you want, and I stuck it on the back there. As you can see, you could cycle through the colors. It's got some different choices. It has a little button you can push to give you different colors, and so right now I've got it matching the colors of my PC, which is white. It has a power strip built into the desk, which is pretty cool. I've got the monitors plugged into that, as well as my cell phone charger, and overall it's got plenty of space. It seems sturdy enough to hold everything. The drawers that you get, you can see here, these are cloth drawers. They're not super high quality, and if you put something real heavy in there, it wouldn't do very well. But for what it is, I think it's somewhat decent. For I think $150 is what I paid for this desk. Ultimately, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks great, and I think it's going to function really good. So this desk did come with, you can see here on the back of the desk, it had like a raised portion that it called like a monitor shelf or something like that. I knew I was going to put the monitor arms on there, so I didn't put that part of the desk on. Gives you a little bit more space, also depth-wise, and monitor arms clipped right onto the back. It was a little bit annoying getting the monitors all set up, but now that they are, I'm actually pretty happy with them. I've got an LG ultra wide 3440 by 1440p monitor. It's a great monitor, and my kind of productivity monitor on the side here. This is an MSI monitor. It's actually a really good value. I paid $100 for it on Newegg, brand new. It's 1080p, but it's a nice little screen, and I'm happy to have it kind of as a side for productivity, for testing, checking thermals and temperatures and stuff. I can use that screen to help me making videos and different things like that. If you haven't seen this PC before, let me just go over the specs really fast. It's a Montech King 95 case populated with Thermalright cooling products. I've got a Frozen Note 360 millimeter AO cooler and Thermalright fans throughout. I've got a Asus ROG Strix Z690 motherboard with an Intel i5-12600K processor, 32 gigabytes of G-Skill Ripjaws RAM, DDR4 at 3600 megahertz CL16. It's really good RAM. It does a great job. For the GPU, this is the ASRock Steel Legend 7900 GRE, an absolutely awesome graphics card. I really like it. This whole computer is an excellent performer. And for storage, I've got a Crucial P3 Plus 2 terabyte NVMe riding in there. My sensor panel here, I did a separate video on this. I'll put a little card in the corner if you want to watch my review of it. It is the Wow Nova 5-inch sensor panel. Really cool little gadget. It's not necessary at all, but really easy to plug in, hook up, and get set up so it's working right on your computer. For my peripherals, mouse and keyboard is literally a $20 wired white mouse and keyboard from Amazon. I don't play a lot of games or whatever, so I don't have a need for some crazy fast twitch mouse and keyboard. If you have any suggestions about something I should look into, please send it to me, but a super fancy keyboard doesn't do a whole lot for me. And for the speakers, these are the Creative Pebbles 2.0. Really good little speakers, and again, they're pretty cheap, and they do a great job. So here's the final setup. Pretty well cable managed and looking pretty good. I've got the plywood in a much less intrusive position. The wall's pretty much clean now. I'm out in my garage. I don't have a spare room in my house to do all this, so I just have to work with what I have, but ultimately I think that it looks pretty good. And last but certainly not least are the decorations on my desk. So my kids are really interested in everything that I'm doing, and my son made me a couple of little Lego sets or whatever models to show what he thinks I'm doing. You can see this one here is super cool. It's a little Lego representation of me sitting at my computer. He's even got the ultra wide screen correct. The PC's a fish tank style, really cool. And then he made this little mock PC here. It's got fans in it. It's got lights. It's very cool, fish tank style case. I love it. And then my youngest child made for me this little monster out of Play-Doh so as not to be left out. I absolutely love it. If you have any ideas for what I should name this little purple, hairy, scary monster, please drop it in the comments. There is my computer setup upgrade. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's not the fanciest thing you ever seen. I'm not going to get a spot on TechSource's Setup Wars, but that's okay. This is what I did with a fairly limited budget in an evening working out in the garage. I do have a Discord server stood up, and the link is in my description, and I will also put it in the video description of this video. Please come check that out if you want to just talk PCs. We put deals in there. I've got another guy, Ramen, who's helping me out. Big thank you to him. He's a huge help to me. Also, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.